Let's see, I posted a video on a Fender Champion 110 a long time ago, probably, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago, something like that, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I don't know. Anyway, somewhere in there, and it wasn't a review. I was going to sell the amp. And so I was just going over some features, some sounds, or actually not even really any features, just sounds. I think I used my old Gibson Les Paul Jr. at the time. It wasn't that great of a video. Again, it was primarily just to sell the amp. Since then, I decided not to sell it. I've gotten a lot of comments, a lot of other things about the video. One of which was, this is the worst review ever. Well, it wasn't really a review. So I've brought this thing out, dusted it off, and have been playing around with it just here in the, or just in the bedroom. Low volumes, and really have kind of recaptured an affinity for this guitar this amp that I didn't have for a long time. So I thought I'd go ahead and give it a shout. Let some people actually hear some of it, understand some of the features about it. I have this on a spare bed here, so it's kind of not very well balanced. But anyway, we're going to go over some sounds with some standard single coils, some sounds with a humbucker P90. Go over some of the features and things like that of the amp, and just give it a better shot at what the possibilities of this little amp is. I believe it was manufactured somewhere in the 90s. I will include a link below to all the specs and features that when this amp came out, Fender had promoted. They're talking about everything from a honky, mid-range push sound all the way to heavy metal. I don't know about all that bluesy sounds, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to delve into all of the features and turning the bass up and down and all that kind of stuff. I've got it set right now as is. We have a clean. First of all, let's go over some of the features. It does have a clean channel and a gain channel or dirty channel. It is a shared 3-band EQ with treble, mid, and bass. And believe it or not, for a solid state amp, it has a spring reverb. Now there's no reverb tank in the unit. It's instead got a cardboard tube somewhere up here in the actual components themselves with springs in it. Okay, so, and that can get pretty wet. It's obviously short spring, maybe a single spring, maybe two. I'm not real sure. Everything's standard tuning. Now, a couple of features are, it is 25 watts. It has hence the 110, a single 10-inch speaker. I believe this is, it's a Fender design, something or other. This amplifier was manufactured somewhere in the early 1990s, when I was about like 17 or 18 years old. That tells you how old I am. Anyway, it does have an external foot switch, which if you get a 2-point switch, it'll actually switch on and off your reverb, and it will also switch channels for you. I don't have one of those currently, haven't had one for a long time. I could set it up on my pedal board to do that, but not the case. It has an external jack if you want to, say, plug it into a 112 cabinet, which, oh man, I haven't done that. A 212, 412, whatever it is. Again, it is only 25 watts, but it is a loud 25 watts. Had a guy say, "Oh, this thing isn't loud." It can get close to 100 dB pretty easily. One thing I eventually will do is buy a dB meter, but don't have one right now. And it has a headphone jack, which does cut off the speaker. Okay, so those are some of the features. I do not believe, I'm quite certain it does not have a does not have an effects loop. Okay, so it's just a standard 110. A lot of people, it's considered a practice amp. You know, but on smaller stages nowadays where people are miking up their amps, and you know, I don't have any pedals here with me, like any effects pedals. Well, I have a tremolo, I guess. But anyway, you can run it right in the front end, you know, and sound just fine. So, but the way all these clubs and stuff are doing it now, small amplifier, so that you can hear yourself on stage, mic'd up, so that they control the mix. Okay, so it's really not, honestly, it's very dynamic for a solid state amplifier. I know a lot of solid state haters out there. I have 4 tube amps. Okay, I have from a 1947 Supro all the way up to a what is that, a 2010 or 2010 you know, EL84 style EL84 style blues breaker. Okay, so I've got tube amps. Honestly, this doesn't sound a whole lot different. The reason they went transistor years ago was for, one, it cut costs. Two, it cuts manufacturing, so the cut parts costs, manufacturing costs, and transistors literally came in to replace tube amplifiers, or tubes in general. The military uses transistors, or started using transistors. Everything started using transistors. Okay, but you know, if you buy a pedal, guess what? It's transistors, it's diodes, it's resistors, it's those op amps. It's that kind of stuff that's used in this amplifier. So if you're plugging that into the front of your tube amp, you're modifying the tone going in. So this is, I'm going straight in. I do have a boost pedal. It's a Klon style. Whoops. What is this thing called? I don't even remember what it's called. It's not a cheap one. It was made in the 90s as well. Well, this is a Centauri by Vintage Analog Effects. If you can find one of those, jump on it. Probably the best sounding overdrive pedal I've ever owned. Anyway, so this is all we got going on. We're going to use the reverb that's on tap. Currently, I'm not going to go over on volume because I have somebody else in the house. I've got the volumes on 1, maybe 1.2 on the gain channel. I've got the gain set at 3, which I rarely go over 3 anyway on any of my tube amps. Treble, mid, bass. Treble sitting at around 2.5 to 3. That's one thing about this amp. I do turn the treble down quite a bit. Mid is straight up, which in this case would be 5, you know, halfway point. I have the bass at 6, and we're going to play around with the reverb a little bit just to give you some sounds on that. Okay, so right now we're going clean on neck pickup. That's with my tone and my volume all the way up on neck pickup. You can tell it's got dynamics just by how hard I pick, which I don't use a pick, but speaker starts to fart out. I got some scratchy spots, but I don't care. I build guitars and they go out perfect. Mine, I can give a rip left. Look at this old beat up. I could care less about mine. Sick looking guitar though. Anyway. Okay, so that's clean. And I guess we're right around the one mark again. Pretty close. Neck pickup, middle. Now I'm going to stick with basic chords, G, C, D, E minor, A, something like that, just because anybody interested in buying one of these amps, it's primarily an introductory level amp, or or something thereabouts. Okay, 75, 80 bucks. I haven't checked Reverb for a long time. I don't even know if they're available, but if you can, I quite honestly think they're a great amp to have. So anyway, I'm going to stick with basic chords because generally, well, I really don't do anything but basic chords anyway. Bar chords, etc. It's middle position. We're going to go to the bridge. That was on about 8. We're going to go ahead and boost it. It's got some snap to it. If I turn down my guitar volume, okay. We're gonna go ahead and go to the dirty channel or the gain channel. Like I said, I don't have a foot switch, but there is a switch on the front. So now we're back to the neck pickup. That's with the gain on 3. lot of reverb on it. And a lot of reverb on it. So you can tell, let's just go back down to 1.5. 1.2. And that's not even boosted. So drive channel, everybody said, oh, the drive channel sucks, drive channel sucks, drive channel sucks. Well, it might to some people. It might to some people. And it might not to others. I don't think it sounds a whole lot different than a deluxe reverb. You know, but you can't get that kind of tone at that low of a volume on a deluxe reverb. You've got to crank it up, say 4, 4.5, 5. And then you're hitting 100, 103 dB, you know, unplayable in any small venue. Well, yeah, so anyway, that's sync coils. Again, everything's, I guess we could try the mid-range just to see. All the way down. Turn up the treble like everybody likes to do. Pull the volume back. So it has dynamics just by playing with your volume knob, just like any other amp would. Doesn't have the low end girth, I would say. Probably can't push, you know, on the drive channel, can't put a whole lot of pedals in front of it. I've never tried to fuzz in front of it or anything like that. But anyway, as of right now, you know, sounds pretty good, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and move away from the single coils. Go ahead and jump into the humbucker and P90 combo. So kick it back on. Doesn't hear near the. This is a again T-style. That's prettier than I thought. P90 in the neck. That's, believe it or not, an Epiphone. I have no idea what this humbucker is. PAF style, probably around 8.9K, something like that. Sounds great though. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. Neck pickup, plain channel. I was about on 6 there. Let's go ahead and check out the reverb. reverb off. Dry. Reverb up to 2. If you can catch that or not. Go up to 4. Go up 5. 6. Jump up to 8. Start hearing it with quite a bit of tails then. So that's on 10. Let's go ahead and go down to, say, 2. 4. 6. To 8. Go ahead and crank it all the way to 10. Reverb sounds pretty good to me. It's not overwhelming at any point. All right, that was neck pickup. Gonna go to the bridge. See, all my pots are scratchy. Boosted. Still in bridge position. Turn down the gain on there, or the output on it. Neck pickup. Sounds great, man. Sounds great. We go ahead and go to the gain channel. Still on neck. No gain. Pedal. Turn down the volume. Go full blast on the bridge pickup. Actually, it was probably more about 5, actually. Doesn't sound too bad. I've pretty well left the reverb alone, you know, for most of it. I keep it around probably 4, 5 if I'm feeling, you know, but if I want something really bluesy and soft, right, maybe keep the volume low on my guitar. That sounds sick. Don't know where that came from, but that's the kind of stuff that inspires you. Turn down your volume pot on your guitar. Use the dynamics of your hands. Clean your pots on your guitar. Anyway, again, pretty versatile little amp. That's with your reverb all the way up. Sound, I don't know. You know what? Sometimes turn the reverb up. Don't. Too much is too much. You know what? Explore, enjoy, have fun, take it easy. Right? Go check out my other lessons on simple, easy blues, pentatonics, that kind of stuff. It can't get any easier than this. And honestly, quite frankly, that I had a 112 Deluxe solid state from right at the same time period, and this 110. I sold the 112. It was like 75 watts. There was barely any difference between the two, and honestly, I think I was getting better tones out of this one, so the other one's got enough amps already. So, but anyway, it's a great amp, beginning or intermediate levels. If you can pick one up, if you can find one, pawn shops, whatever, grab it. 35, 40 bucks probably at a pawn shop. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, please like and subscribe. If you have any thing, check out my lessons on as easy as 1, 2, 3 on your soloing techniques. Very easy to do. Check that out. In the meantime, to my daughter, I love you very much. To everybody else, you know what? God bless. Have fun and take it easy.